Hi, so we are now going to open the machine. As you can see, this machine has PID kit installed, so it's going to be a bit harder than usual, but yeah, I did it previously, so it shouldn't be a big problem. So there are two bolts here, but I need to take off the lid first, and as the PID controller is attached to the lid, I need something like this to hold it for me. Yeah, we should be good like this. There are two pieces here that you need to take off, but it's fine if you just leave it aside like this. So here what we want to do is we want to take off this pipe, and then we want to unscrew this part here, this yellow part, and there is a spring, and we are just going to replace that spring. Right now this machine has the 9-bar spring, so I replaced the stock one with this one, and I'm going to replace it now with 6.5 bar spring. So make sure you hold this tight. Maybe you can get help from a screwdriver, or you can do it with your hands. Just make sure you don't force something too much so that you break something accidentally. Yeah, so there could still be water in this, so make sure that this doesn't look downwards. And I'm going to use a 10 millimeter tool, key, whatever, and you might want to hold this part, but I'm actually going to do it with my hand because I could apply too much pressure and break this. So it's already loose, but just to be sure, I will use a paper towel, so if there is water we capture that. Yeah, so this is the 9-bar spring. So this was inside of the machine, and then I replaced it with the 9-bar. I don't know whether this is 14-bar or 12-bar. Some people refer to it as 12, some as 14. Doesn't matter, it's just too much. And I replaced it with the 9, and now I'm going to replace it with the 6.5. Just because the sizes here are like this doesn't mean that the spring that you are going to get will be at the same size. From what I understand, people usually just purchase springs and they just test them on the machine, and they just measure the output, and if it's 5-bar, if they get 5-bar, then it's a 5-bar spring. So you can just put it like this and screw again. Okay, I think this is enough. You don't need to tighten it too much because you can break it. Now I already feel a force when I want to unscrew it, untighten it, so I think it's enough. And once you put this back, you should be good to go. That's everything you need to do to replace the spring. let's see if everything is in order. You need to make sure no cable is touching to the boiler, because then you can break the machine. And everything looks tight enough. So let's put the lid back on. Okay, let's have a look again at the springs. So most of the people just use 9-bar pressure for espresso, but I recently upgraded to a different basket, and I think with that I'm better off with a lower pressure, because I need to grind finer and I don't want to go too fine. So this is just for experimenting. I'm not recommending to use 6.5 bar spring. I think if you want to replace the stock spring, it's better to consider 9-bar first, and then you can see whether you see some problems in your espresso and whether you can fix them with changing the spring. But I'm not really recommending anything, or I'm not really saying that 9-bar didn't work for me. So I think in a separate video it makes sense to talk about this more thoroughly.